Okay, so what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be making Photoshop brushes out of paintings that I'm going to do outside today. And then I'm going to use them to do an edit, a watercolour edit on some photos that I've got. I'm going to split the video into two parts. So I'm going to do the making it into a brush, and I'm going to do the watercolour edit separately. Hello, that's my watercolour paint. Shall I show you? I am going to be using black to make kind of the best contrast with this paper, so that I can sort of create a brush with it quite easily. This paper is different to the ones that I was using yesterday. It's more absorbent. It's actually watercolour paper, so it's what it's supposed to be. But it is also a little bit yellow and has a little bit of texture, so it'll be interesting to see how that sort of comes through on the when I'm trying to make the brushes on Photoshop, whether it will be as easy to sort of cut the white out.
So what I did then is I made loads of different marks on the paper, and I splattered the ink around a bit. It took quite a long time, so I've sped it all up for you. And yeah, tried to show you sort of a bit about how I've done it.
So yeah, I'm just going to take, going to need to borrow my camera to take pictures of these, and then I will also take a photograph of just plain watercolour paper to use as texture. So I won't video myself doing that, but it's just literally I've just taken a photograph of this paper.
So the first thing we want to do is unlock the background layer so that it's just a normal layer, so that we can look at the blending options. So yeah, we're going to go on to blending options. What we're really trying to do is get rid of that white kind of background, so that we can make a Photoshop brush out of it, because at the moment it would just be a solid brush, whereas if we bring it down a bit, then it becomes clear, like a kind of like see-through. So we want to do that. So you get rid of this by bringing down the slider. Now you can see if you go too far, it sort of starts to take into the brush. But if you don't go far enough, then you've got those kind of white areas. So what you can do is, if you hold down your option key, you can actually bring sort of half of it down, and it kind of feathers it. You can make it a lot softer by doing a sort of select and then feathering it and that sort of thing. But for me, I quite like the rough texture when I'm doing sort of this kind of painted look, because I feel like that's kind of how it would be on the paper. So you can see that kind of rough edge there. I'm trying to keep the whole thing as authentic as possible, so you can see that there's sort of texture right in the middle and then also around the edge, and that's a good thing. So that's what we want. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to select the area that I want to make into a brush. And I'm going to do that with the lasso tool, because it's not, a square or circle that I want to make. I want to sort of go around the edge that I want to do. And I want to make sure that I'm not getting in any of... I want to make sure I'm not cutting any of those little sort of dots in half, because then when you come to use the brush, you're going to have loads of like half edges, and then you're going to have to sort that out later on. So you want to go around sort of dots and stuff. So then what you want to do once you've made that selection is you want to go on Edit, Define Brush Preset, and that will automatically make a brush for you. So yeah, you type in what you want to call it. I'm going to call it Claire's Watercolour Brush. And then, because I've done like quite a few of these, maybe 10 won't be taken. But yeah, okay. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you how that looks now, how what we've done looks. smaller. It's good if you have a really big brush that you can make smaller. You'd rather that than have a really small brush and try and make it bigger, because you get that kind of blur. So yeah, I'm just going to do that now with all the other brushes. I am going to speed this bit up for you guys. So it's fairly sort of straightforward, where you kind of just go around each edge and do sort of the same process again and again. There are differences between some of the brushes, and also you might want to change again some of the blending options depending on which sort of brush you're saving, and yeah, they're going to come up quite differently, and that's exactly what you want. You want it to be different, and you want it to be unique, and that will help with your final image. Right, so I'm just going to show you how all of those brushes look. I'm not going to sort of make a big thing of the sizes. I'm just going to whack them all on there for you, so you can see how they've come out. So we've managed to get quite a few different brushes here, which is a really good thing. Means there's loads of choice when we do the final image. Okay, so yeah, I'm literally going to do exactly the same thing for you, but with those bigger paintings that I did, that I'm going to use as a layer mask instead of as a brush. So I'm not going to export these into a brush. I'm just going to take out the white and leave it as a layer. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to making the second part for you. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be editing a specific image. I'm going to do it once with the brushes to show you how to do it with the brushes, and then I'm going to do it again for you with these this layer mask, and there was also another one that I did that I can show you too. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and please like and subscribe.